Late stream, I know. But it is a stream nonetheless. We are doing Case 5. Hello and welcome to what I call a new stream. Fuck. Hello and welcome to what I call a new stream, and today we are going to be playing Edgeworth Investigations 1. Also, you know, actually the collection. But we are playing the first game, Case 5. And if I have all of the remembering in my head correctly, this case sucks. No two ways about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and close my door because it's very late over here, and we're going to just start. Now that I've thoroughly barricaded myself inside this room, we should be doing quite well. Now then, one more thing. This is more of a background thing. Do not worry about it. I actually can't do that. Unlucky. Nevertheless. We are going to be continuing from where we left out. Turnabout ablaze. I cannot remember the start. I can only remember the end, and the end was bad. In my memory, I do not wish to judge before it happened. Match. 2 cards. One of the Black Raven, and one of the White Raven. A country torn in 2. One to the west, and one to the east. When those which were split are made whole again, the truth will reveal itself. Fire. Banger fucking themes. You accursed Yatagarasu, kill you! Ace Attorney never disappoints with music. Until it does. March 14th, 10:17 AM, High Prosecutor's Office, room 1202. It's so nice, almost dreamlike to finally have the chance to relax and sip some tea. Especially after a whirlwind of the past few days have been. On my return flight, I was dragged into a case involving an Interpol agent's murder. The next day, I investigated a kidnapping and a murder at the Gatewaterland theme park. And later that night, a detective's dead body welcomed me back to my office. Along with a thief who was out to pilfer files related to a case from 10 years ago. How did I manage to find myself in the middle of so many cases back to back? At least I have today. All I ask is I be allowed to spend it quietly. Mr. Edgeworth! Oh no, that's the wrong word.
Mr. Edgeworth, this is big, I tell you. Hey, what's wrong with you? That's your enthusiasm.
And suddenly, the phrase, the fragility of dreams comes to mind.
What are you talking about, fragile dreams? Come on, let's go. The fake Yagarasu isn't going to find herself, you know?
All of you must know, it's possible that I was paid a visit last night by your fake.
Say what?
Unfortunately for us, the thief managed to escape. Even now, we're still looking for this criminal. However, I must warn you that we've only had a few hours to search so far. So I must insist that you be patient on this one, Kay.
What's with you today? Are you sure you aren't sleep talking to me right now? Anyway, I got something much more important than that I want you to see.
Oh, and that is?
Take a look at this.
On On March 14th, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret. That's quite a bold declaration sent to an embassy. I suppose it was inevitable that a newspaper would catch wind of this.
The Dayton can't mention this today.
Today, huh?
Come on, we gotta hurry. The embassy awaits.
I suppose it is quite an urgent matter. However, do you know which country's embassy we should be investigating?
It's some really special country, and I'm actually really fuzzy on the details. But never mind that. Where's all your energy? Why are you so lackadaisical today?
I'm not, Kay. You're just too wound up. Hold on.
Well, then you should get wound up too, because this just might be our chance to catch that woman.
You mean Miss Hugh? The woman who killed Kay's father, Brian Faraday, 7 years ago. Callisto Yu. She claimed to be the great thief Yatagarasu, and then disappeared from the courtroom.
Ah, she makes me so mad, the phony. Everyone knows that the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a calling card until a company's underhanded dealings are made public. The target is always totally unaware that the Yatagarasu has paid them a visit. That's what makes the real Yatagarasu so awesome.
The Yatagarasu's card is shown in this article. It looks to me as though it could be genuine.
See, that's the thing. Whoever it is, that person isn't the real deal, but has knowledge of the Yatagarasu. And if that isn't included, that women's involved, I don't know what nothing is. Fuck, then nothing's is. Come on, Mr. Edgeworth, out the door you go.
Wait, there are a few preparations I must make before we go. There's something interesting about this card we found last night here in my office. It's a different color than the one in the article, which makes me wonder why.
What's up? Any reason you're boring a hole through the newspaper with your eyes?
No, no reason at all. Very well, seeing how Miss Hugh is also someone of a special nature to me, I agree that there is some merit to be found in investigating this.
I knew you'd come around.
March 14th, 5 p.m. By the light of this night's glorious moon, we are ready!
Ready to embark on our night's outing.
And this is where our tale begins. What a coincidence. Who would have thought that a Steel Samurai stage show would be held at such an elegant theater inside a foreign embassy?
Yeah, that climax was really awesome. Steel Samurai Sushi Slash. I get chills that most Batman pulled that move out.
I suppose it really is more impactful to watch a show in person than on television.
I have to say though, this embassy is set up kind of funny. I mean, they have two countries sharing the same building.
Well, as you said yourself, this place and the countries it houses are very special. Even this theater is special in that it is a neutral zone shared by the two countries.
So let me get this straight. The Steel Samurai show just now is being sponsored by one of the two countries. The one that's called the Kingdom of Alabast, right?
Yes, it would appear to be the Steel Samurai is very popular in the country as well.
Seems that way. But you know who I'm really into? The German Ninja. The Republic of Babal is sponsoring the German Ninja stage show. That's something for fangirls like me. We've totally got to see that too, Mr. Edgeworth. The German Ninja show has got to kick the Steel Samurai show's rear end.
You know, ever since I first met this girl, I've always had the inkling that she really wants to be is not a thief, but rather a ninja.
So anyway, about today's events, what's it called again?
The Kingdom of Albahast versus the Republic of Bahal's Goodwill Jubilee. The small European countries of the Kingdom of Alabast and the Republic of Babal. These two countries used to be a single entity that was abundant with nature. And it was called the Principality of Codopia. Hold on. How do you go from a principality to a republic? Okay, never mind.
Anything alright, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, I'm alright. Moving on. After a period of civil unrest, the country split in two, though signs of their past still remain. For example, their flags preserve the flower and butterfly motifs to this day. Godopia, huh. I'm going to go for the audio a little bit because it's a little too much for my ears. The KG-8 incident and what was referred to as the second KG-8 incident, in which an embassy staff member was murdered. Both of these cases were related to the Principality of Godopia. In 7 years that have passed, the country may have split in two. However, the Yatagarasu still set a calling card here. What could it all mean?
Miss Edgeworth, I know you're thinking about something.
Oh, excuse me? What were you talking about again?
If you could please stop spacing out on me. Anyway, we were talking about the Alabahasmas, the Babal Goodwill Jubilee. The two countries that have had a pretty bad relationship with each other, but supposedly they've been trying real hard to make up recently. And that's why they decided to hold this event.
If that's the case, then why the versus?
Yeah, so both countries claim to own the real Prime Duck statue, a national treasure to both. They're planning to have them publicly evaluated today to see which one's the real deal.
Okay, need I remind you to take care and not to succumb to your thieving desires?
Well, when it comes to treasure, I can't help myself, you know that.
You'd better be saying that in jest.
Hey, I can read your body language, you know, and you've got it all wrong. Look, I'm here to do some investigating. Investigating, I tell you.
I know. And although we don't know if the Yatagarasu will really make an appearance, I suppose we should still spend some time examining the place. Was there not a... Yep, okay. Easter egg. How do I do a lot of hard voice? Shit. I didn't prepare for this.
What in tarnation are that? Come on, big scoop! I missed out of the way, yeah, I'm talking to ya!
Seem to remember this woman from somewhere. Yet my instincts are directing me not to engage in conversation with her. Perhaps it would be best if I left her alone. Damn. I don't know what to investigate, so I'm investigating everything. There are pamphlets about the two embassies here on this table.
It still looks weird to me.
The country split in two a few years back, and they've shared the building and its grounds 50-50 ever since.
Oh, I guess it's because they don't have the money to build two separate ones, huh?
I should think that's not the reason why, okay? I suppose I'll just help myself to one of these. What is... why are you saying that, Edgeworth? What is all this hubbub? Oh!
Hey, look! It's the Steel Samurai! And he's got his son, Giant Infant, with him!
Okay, I get the talk. May I speak with you for a second? It's the Steel Samurai.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you glaring at him for?
Please excuse me. It's just that I've never seen a superhero up close before.
It looks like he's writing something down for you.
To Edgeworth, from Steel Samurai Daddy, married man of New Old Tokyo.
Wow, what an autograph. Pretty cool that you got one, huh, Mr. Edgeworth?
Huh. He's just very proud of that. This is Steel Samurai, Ambassador Alba is waiting for you. And now the Steel Samurai will proceed into the Kingdom of Alabas to shake the hand of the Ambassador. The Steel Samurai isn't only here for two countries tonight, but rather can be thought of a goodwill ambassador for our own country as well.
There you go, it's off to spread goodwill to the world.
He really does seem like a goodwill ambassador, doesn't he? Okay, resume the next segment now, cue camera. In just a few seconds, the Jamming Ninja stage show is set to begin. After the show, the Jamming Ninja will enter the Republic of Babal. He is set to meet with the ambassador of Babal at that time.
Ah, the Jamming Ninja show is about to start. We've got to go back to our seats.
Regrettably, I don't have much of an interest in ninjas.
Well, this show will change your mind. Come on, you have to hurry. If we miss even a second of the Jamming Ninja's awesome playing, I'll never forgive you.
Suppose you're not about to give me much of a choice here, are you, okay? Interesting sound effect. What? The door sound effect was almost like a... Okay.
Ah, could you listen to that ninja marked for Death's Lullaby song all day? This superb playing and the sad melody really brought a tear to my eye. And his heart-wrenching voice, now that's the Jamming Ninja's greatest weapon. Those pieces of Jamming Ninja's merchandise over there, I gotta have them. I especially want her hair sticks that they're selling exclusively at these shows. Exactly like the ones of the heroine, Princess Masola, who is in a hat. Anyway, hold it right there, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes?
You're thinking of going home, aren't you?
It doesn't seem likely that the Yatagarasu will be making an appearance tonight. Most likely it was simply a prank.
No way, I just know the Yatagarasu will show.
But I thought you said that the Yatagarasu doesn't send calling cards.
Yeah, I did, but...
I figured from the very beginning that this would wind up being a wild goose chase.
But that card she sent was genuine fake calling card.
A genuine fake.
Well, how can I word this? The Yatagarasu's mark as the calling card is exactly the same as my mark. Get it now?
We got a problem! Stop with that fucking mumbling sound effect.
The Yatagarasu's been spotted in the alabaster!
What?
You hear that, Mr. Edgeworth? Ha! So you finally decided to show yourself, you phony. Hey, what gives?
I'm sorry, but I will need to search you before you may enter.
What the? Hey, this steel samurai just won't start you on through without one. Now if you don't hurry up and let me through, the phony's going to escape.
Okay, a country's embassy is considered to be part of the country itself. If you don't go through the proper procedures to enter the country...
Mr. Edgeworth, I'm going to enter through the ball and climb over the wall to Alabast.
Hold it!
Would you tell the prosecutor straight out of the illegal Okay, are you listening to me?
Okay, Faraday, I'm coming through.
Yes, and welcome. Someone stop her, anyone! March 14th, 6:12 p.m., open air stage. Okay, where are you? Don't tell me you really did find some way over this fence. Jerk!
Fire! That's too big for us to handle. Looks like the Yatagarasu gave them a ball too.
You accursed Yatagarasu. Okay, you better be alright, wherever you are. March 14th, 6:45 p.m. Babali's embassy secretary's office.
I told you it wasn't me.
Hold it!
Okay, are you alright?
No, I'm not going right to you now. Can you do something about this woman?
Mr. Edgeworth. Detective Gumshoe, what is the meaning of this?
Well, sir, it's, this. It wasn't me. He was already there when I ran in here, hot on heels on the fake Yatagarasu. Look, I only came in here because I saw a suspicious person in the open air stage.
A suspicious person?
A long black coat and a hood over his head. I dare you to tell me that's not suspicious. When I saw that person, I immediately thought that they must be the fake Yatagarasu. So I chased after them into the embassy and then into here and then lost sight of them. But I just know that person is the one who did it.
What are you so worked up over? There's no reason for you to be this loud. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you're Agent Lang's secretary? Sheena, I believe your name is correct? And if you are making an arrest, I assume you have evidence that Kay was the one who committed the crime. Is that also correct? You refuse to answer. I don't need to answer. You're merely a prosecutor in this country, meaning you have no investigative authority.
Hey, pal, just what you just said. You mean it happened here? It's under Mr. Edgeworth's jurisdiction. The end. And seeing as to how this building is sitting on our side, we can investigate it however we like.
Unfortunately, Detective, embassies are a different matter.
Yeah?
This office is considered to be part of the Republic of Babal, which means that anything that happens in here defaults to the control of the Babalese government and Babalese law, giving them exclusive extraterritorial rights.
Extraterrestrial rights? So do you really believe that's the truth out there?
Basically, our country's laws do not apply inside the embassy of another country. That's what was agreed to by our respective governments. Our authority to investigate was effectively nullified the second we entered this place, which means we can do little here in this situation.
No way, sir.
Please leave this matter in Interpol's hands and go home.
Mr. Edgeworth. Hey, you're not Mr. Edgeworth.
Who the fuck? Old guy? In that case,
In that case, allow me to investigate. God, fuck. Ambassador Palaneo, I truly appreciate you allowing me to join the investigation.
how do I voice you? It's really nothing. Manny was my secretarist, so of course I want to help you as much as I can. In fact, it's a blessing that Interpol agents were able to make it so quickly. Francisco?
Well, I never imagined I'd meet you here, of all places. This is an embassy, meaning you have no authority to conduct.
Hold it!
Already, what is it?
Ambassador Palermo? And you are? Miles Edgeworth, public prosecutor. I ask you please allow me to investigate this case as Miss Von Karma's assistant.
Assistant? Miles? What the heck do you think you're...
Please, I implore you, Ambassador Palermo. Very well, I'll be counting on the two of you, Miss Von Karma and Mr. Edgeworth.
What do you mean by you'll be Miss Von Karma's assistant?
I don't exactly have a choice, do I, Detective? If I don't become Francisca's assistant, I can't participate in the investigation.
There you go again, running at the mouth with aloof expressions on your face.
Francisca, please.
I don't know what you're planning quite yet. But at least I do know one thing, and that you are my subordinate. Just remember that my whip is always ready to wake you should you have a brain lapse.
Of course, I'll keep that in mind. Have you done playing games? Right, let's begin the investigation. Begin investigation. Babalese Embassy Secretary's office. By the way, Detective, I suppose it's a bit late to be asking, but why are you here?
Well, better late than never, I guess, sir. I was placed on guard duty on the Babalese Embassy today.
And why are our police guarding an embassy?
Well, on account of the cat they got from the Yadagarasu. They called upon us and asked for our help, sir.
Oh, and because we've been searching for the Yatagarasu these past...
Well, and because we've been searching for the Yadagarasu these past 7 years. It was more or less of a mutually beneficial agreement, if you ask me.
Except for how mutually unbeneficial this has all turned out to be, I suppose. It looks as though you failed completely to perform your guard duty yet again.
There!
Look forward to your next salary negotiation, although it's out of my hands.
But sir, it gets cut anymore, I won't be able to buy even instant noodles anymore.
Give him, like, a food, like, goddamn. The ceiling fan must have fallen from the ceiling. Thanks, Miss Ed.
A ceiling fan? What does one of those do?
Exactly what it sounds like it does. It's a fan that is installed on one's ceiling.
And if I had one of those in my room, I'd better get dizzy from staring at it all as I slept.
Detective Gumshoe, in the real world, we close our eyes when we sleep. I'm so glad they wrote that dialogue, what? Because this is a national treasure, can I ask you to please not touch it? I'm afraid the only ones allowed to touch it are myself and the secretarist.
Hold it!
But there's a possibility that this is related to the murder, wouldn't you agree? Oh,
Mr. Hedgehog, why don't you give up for now? We can force him to let us investigate later when we find some solid proof.
suppose I don't have a choice here. This must be one of the Primaducts. What the fuck? Primaduct statues Kay was talking about earlier. Is it just me, or does this man look like the Steel Samurai? They could be twins. So our victim was the secretarist of the embassy, I take it?
Money Caution. I heard that he was an admirable person. Very admirable.
The cause of death is a stab to the base of his neck. He was lax in watching his back.
We were fortunate that the fire missed our victim's body for the most part. If the fire had burned a bit longer, it would have made identifying him a hassle.
So Mr. Cochin was stabbed to death in the middle of a raging fire. What in the world happened inside this room? Shut the fuck up. I won't rest until I find every nook and cranny. If this knife is the murder weapon...
Some preliminary tests have been conducted. According to the results, the blood on the match is the victim's blood. The blade's shape was also found to be consistent with the stab wound.
I suppose that means we now know that the crime was committed with this knife.
His knife's got some real fancy ornamentations going on, sir. Everything's practically screams artsy at me, too. Although it's also covered in blood, just like the last thing that I said was artsy. But that handle is pristine. There's not a single drop of blood on it. Speaking of the handle, I believe it has a butterfly motif. It's very beautiful.
Well, thank God she said that, or otherwise I wouldn't have picked up on that. Why did she say that? It's like,
oh, that butterfly motif, very beautiful.
Why? It's a knife one.
It's obvious that he was killed with what he was killed with, but I wonder if that's consistent with the wound. Indeed.
I'm pretty sure we just got over that, but sure. Face. This man. Where do I know him from? Motherfucker, you know his name. Manny Cochin. You literally just remembered the fucking news article. What are you on about? What do you mean you don't realize it? This man. Where do I know him from? Shut the fuck up. Why is the hand a different fucking... I'm going to kill you. Kill yourself. Knife! There appears to be something in his pocket. This key. It can't be. Isn't this the Yatagarasu's key that was stolen 7 years ago?
Was? That... 7 years ago? You mean that case where I was framed, sir?
Yes, and a piece of evidence that stole the life of Kay's father 7 years ago. Which was then stolen by Callisto Yu.
Wait. Is the fellow that was killed in this key, sir? I heard he was killed in a knife. There! Scruffy, at the very least, try to remember the details of crimes he was suspected in.
Francisca, as you will recall, Detective Gumshoe was not present when Miss Yu made her escape. Plus, even among law enforcement, only a few knew of the key's existence. I doubt that the new rookie at the time would have been made privy to such knowledge.
I feel like the victim right now. I'll travel on, sir.
I suppose I'll just have to fill you in now. The secret to this key is... a phone call. And yes, that is my ringtone. Anyways. Hold on, let me send a voice message. Bro, I'm streaming. I'm literally streaming. And there we go. That should clear up the confusion. Nevertheless, Paul. It's not that far-fetched to think. Oh no, this is the wrong end. You're supposed to look at this end and then look A. Hold on, we got a voice message back. We gotta listen to this voice message real quick.
That makes it even funnier.
It's true, but no. It is funny, but no.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing, sir. That's some kind of magic trick.
Yeah, the Garasu's key. It's clean. So probably not the murder weapon. I knew it. This is the exact same piece of evidence that Miss Yu took with her.
I remember this beautiful pattern in the blade. I remember this as well. It's a vine motif, is it? Yes, it looks like the two interwoven vines crisscrossing down the blade. Vines, sir? I think it looks like a bunch of stars, if you ask me. It's one of those six-sided stars, just like the police mark on IDs. I really don't think you can call these stars. To say that the detective's art sense is underdeveloped would be an understatement. The real question is why the Babalese embassy secretist is holding this. Well, we do know that how Mr. Cochin came to possess this key. We do know that this was stolen by the Yatakarasu from the Kodopian embassy. That's right. Mr. Faraday had written this fact down in his organizer. I believe this meant that further research is required into the country of Kodopia. Why don't you ask Ambassador Palano about what he knows? Supposedly, he was a candidate for the next Kodopian ambassador once a while ago. He should be able to answer any specific questions you may have.
Very well. It does appear that we have thoroughly investigated the body. At least I am unable to ascertain any more places I could look at. His penis is not one, unfortunately. Yes, I have looked at the entire body. You have to see it. Let's talk to this man.
I can't believe that Manny fell among thieves tonight. Without him, I have no idea what my schedule for tonight is. Ambassador Palermo, I believe your schedule tonight will consist of listening to reports from police. That and only that. I ask you to cooperate not for your own sake, but for Mr. Cochin's as well. You're a rather strong man, aren't you? Fascinating! Yeah, I know this isn't much, but I'd like you to have these. I'm sorry, but that it would be against my principles to accept a bribe. Oh, no, these are simply coupons we distribute to promote Babal. Remember, we offer a large number of discounts and offers when you visit lovely Babal. No, remember, the Republic of Babal is known for its feverish tourism industry. I was wondering if you might tell me a bit about the deceased Manny Cochin. He was my secretary and the embassy secretist, charged with running the whole place. He was an admirer, man. His death is a great loss to our country. He was in charge of everything, accounting, printing, taking care of our natural treasures. Sorry, but did you say printing? Our country's primary source of revenue is our tourism industry. So in order for us to print these necessary pamphlets, flyers, coupons, etc., we have a printing press here at our embassy. I see. Please excuse my forwardness. However, I feel I should mention that I have a distinct impression that I've met him before. Oh, yes. Since you are one of the legal profession, I suppose you might have. After all, Manny was involved in the KG8 incident. The KG8 incident? The defendant who was found innocent in that case was Manny. So your Mr. Cochin is the same man as the one in that case. It's been 10 years. Manny recovered personally from the case and dove enthusiastically into this job. There was one planned this event and was to oversee this embassy's renovations. It really is a shame he had such a bright future ahead of him.
I don't want to talk about that. Here's a knife.
Ambassador Palermo, I was wondering if you might have some thoughts on this.
Oh, never, no, you're just giving me coupons. Fair enough. Okay, we're gonna talk about renovations, because that's what I want to know.
What exactly did you mean earlier by renovations? We can't have tourists and visitors in our embassy without we're a poor nation, can we? We're a poor nation, can we? So renovating the embassy is something of an investment. We may have a rather paltry budget, but we're trying our best to make it do. However, I guess the only person who could have helped us do our best is no longer with us. Ambassador Palermo, I was wondering if I may ask you about Kodopia. Kodopia? All right, what would you like to talk about? First, I'd like to ask you about this key. Huh? What about this key? I found it sticking out of Mr. Cochin's pocket. I believe it originally belonged to this embassy. Is that correct? Upon closer inspection, it seems that this key is shaped like a butterfly. It's not all about the key, it's also capable of changing into a knife. Oh! How fascinating! Is it possible that the ambassador didn't know about the existence of this key? Huh! It's a knife form. The flower marks the base of the blade. Huh. I guess this knife might be from when we used to be part of Kodopia.
Hold it!
And how did you come to that conclusion? It has both Godopian national symbols and the butterfly and the flower. I suppose Manny used this key here at the embassy back when we used to be Godopia. Ambassador Palermo, this key was stolen from the Godopian embassy 7 years ago. By Callisto Yu, otherwise known as the Great Thief Yatagarasu. Oh, really? You were not aware that Miss Yu had broken into this embassy at the time? I'm sorry, I can't be of much help. Not very familiar with the details, you see. I only became ambassador after Babal became its own independent nation. But if Manny was still alive, he would probably know what would happen back then. Mr. Kochin and Miss Yu knew each other 7 years ago. But that doesn't explain why I found the Yatagarasu's key here in the present. Why you got it? She got it in a chokehold, like, goddamn. Okay, are you alright?
You believe me, don't you, Mr. Edgeworth? You don't think I did it, right?
Yes, of course I don't. And I promise to prove it that it wasn't you.
That's enough, chit-chat. You can investigate all you like, but it's only a matter of time before we take her in. It would be wise for you to give up all you can.
I don't think so. Kay isn't lying, and my investigation will prove that to be true.
Go ahead and try then. You feel that confident.
Can't allow this to continue on this way. I must prove her innocence post-haste. Okay, I got this. A small personal safe.
This was Mr. Kochin's office. So perhaps he stored his most important documents in that here.
Oh, of course it's locked. It appears we won't be able to open it without the key. Interesting.
Sorry, but the post taken on investigate beyond this point.
I am a subordinate of Miss Von Karma. Is there a reason why I'm being denied access?
Master Beer is clearly stated, don't you dare let anyone near the site, you got it? And if I let you advance in the site, Master Beer would get really angry at me.
You know, Mr. Chef, I feel real bad for the guy, so why don't we do as he says?
Yes, I suppose we might as well. Okay, we got that. We got this guy. We got that. I don't wanna. That maybe.
Is that you? There's still something on this blade record, sir.
Knives. Huh. Although the blades are all that remain of them, unfortunately.
I guess the handles got all burned off by the fire.
Ah, so even the knives fell victim to the fire. Mr. Palermo, are these knives yours? Why, yes, they are. They are a special set of ornamental knives featuring the national symbol of Bubal. These butterfly-themed knives, along with the Albast's own set of knives, are comprised of the 3 knives each. But I can't believe that the Babalese ones have been reduced to this state. Ornamental knives, huh? It's a small release on the tang of this blade. Ambassador Palermo, what is the notch here for? Oh, that! It's a feature of the knives when you can freely exchange the handles on them. So, what we can change and how they look to fit the situation, of course. I see. So the knives were constructed in their way so the handles could easily be removed. Not even a logic for that. Ah. Do I have any logic? Probably not. I do. Oh, okay. So, key used at the embassy, locked safe. This would be really stupid. We know for a fact that the Yatagarazu's key was used at this embassy. Furthermore, we found it in the victim Mr. Kochin's pocket. Which leads me to think that perhaps it is the key to the personal safe in this office.
Get thinking, sir. Let's go try it out.
It appears I was correct. The key is what has left us... what was left us in the victim's pocket. It literally turned out to be the key to the next piece of the truth. What we have here.
Hey, there's nothing inside. You think you gotta get estimate off of everything, sir?
No, detective. I believe all we need is a closer look. I won't rest until I find a new fucking line to say. What is this here?
It looks like the ripped corner of a piece of paper, sir.
No, I don't think it's ripped. Seems more to me it's stuck to the safe.
Hey, you're right. I won't budge an inch even if I took it out. I don't think I've seen this paper stuck to the inside of a safe before.
Detective, I think you may have it backwards. It's not the paper that's strange. It's the safe.
What do you mean?
What I mean is that the secret to the safe is that it has 2 compartments. Even just eyeballing it, can't you see that the inside is a bit too shallow? Furthermore, with the unnatural way the paper is stuck at the back of the safe, I'd say there is an extra bit of space behind the wall of the safe. In other words, the safe here has a second compartment.
What? I suppose that you are correct in asserting that the paper is stuck in an unnatural manner. However, if that you say is correct, then there is a second compartment. How do we go about opening the door to it then? As you can see, there is no other lock or keyhole in sight.
Actually, there's one more spot of interest to me on this safe.
Oh?
Yes, I believe that spot is the key frame for a mystery's second lock.
The safe and its locks. Alright then, if you are so sure of yourself, then then show me how you deduced your answer.
Here's the hole, yes, sir.
It's a little too oddly shaped to be a latch hole.
That's a funny shape for that hole, huh? It's shaped kinda like a star, don't you think, sir?
Detective, I would hardly call that a shape a star. There must be some reason for this hole.
There's gotta be some reason why this hole shaped so weirdly, you know?
I'm overthinking this. No, I don't think so.
Maybe I'm overthinking. Nah, there's no way I could ever be doing that.
Detective Gumshoe, could you please be quiet for 1 second? You're frightening me. Is the spot somehow... Yes. Yes, knife. Put it in there. Doesn't the shape of this keyhole remind you of something, Francisca?
The shape, it does look very familiar. However, I believe it is simply a latch for the whole shaped lock mechanism. It's just for keeping the door shut, nothing more.
Hold it!
Is that so? The person who used the safe, Mr. Cochin made sure the safe had 2 compartments in order to hide something. Do you honestly think that someone like that would allow the keyhole to be hidden half? To look so obviously like a keyhole the average person could figure it out?
You can't be serious. Are you saying that this hole is the keyhole to the hidden compartment of the safe?
That's precisely what I'm saying. And I will prove it to you right now. That the Yatagarasu's key is the key that will open it.
The Yatagarasu's key? Miles Edgeworth, this had better be a very bad joke.
Sorry, but this is no joke. The Yatagarasu's key is the very key that will open the second compartment of the safe.
Okay, this is the very fucking dialogue I hate so much about this fucking video game. They have said the exact same thing 5 fucking times in this conversation. It's insane. Like, imagine having this conversation with someone. Instead of just putting the fucking key in there, you say, no, this key opens this door.
Is it really that way?
Yes, this key opened this door.
Really? I don't believe you.
Well, you do. You gotta believe me because I'm about to prove it to you because this key locks this door open. Fuck you.
We know that this key opens the first compartment of the safe, but the keyhole you're talking about is one entirely different shape than the key.
Fuck this goddamn writing. What the fuck do you mean? Why am I here now? Am I supposed to fucking look at the knife? Because it's star-shaped, as Gumshoe said? Don't point it at yourself, you fucking dumbass.
Let's go over this again, shall we? The Yatagarasu's key was originally made to open Mr. Cochin's safe in the Kotopian embassy. We confirmed that as fact by opening the door to its safe with it. Now let's take a look at the back end of the key. Looking at the knife portion head on, what do we see?
What are you talking about?
It appears that you've come to understand what I'm talking about, instead of just putting the fucking key in. When viewed head on, the knife's blade is the exact same shape as the keyhole. The real function of the knife portion is to act as a key to the hidden portion of the safe.
But that's preposterous.
Because it looks like a knife and was used like one to kill Mr. Faraday 7 years ago, we fell under the misconception that it was always meant to be a knife. But for both the safe and its key to conceal such a clever tricks, whatever it is hidden inside the secret section must be of incredible importance.
Then it's even possible that what I've been searching for is inside. Scruffy, hurry up and open that safe!
Yeah, yes sir, open it now, sir.
These items,
There's a bunch of funny shaped things. There's the piece of art, sir.
You're in the way, now move, Scruffy!
I didn't think I was in the way.
These pieces of art. They're identical to the ones that have been stolen from the various countries around the world.
I figured as much. These are the treasures this section of the safe was able to hide from view.
I believe a more thorough examination is required.
Paper.
This is the document that we thought was stuck earlier. I wonder what it's about.
Beats me, sir.
Why don't we take a look at it before we give up, Detective? Mr. Cochin's name is written here on the last page. I wonder what the significance of the document is.
Are we not getting a translate? Okay, sure.
These are pieces of stolen art from around the world.
I wonder how much they're worth, especially this one. Scruffy, don't touch those valuable pieces of art with your filthy hands. Why? Do you have any idea what would happen to them if one of you were to break?
Is it just me, or did you hit one of the pieces of art just now?
Go on.
To build this sort of trick into one's safe is really something.
Yes, neat house, the safe has 2 compartments. That's really impressive. Is that the other end of the key or just another key? Totally hadn't noticed.
I wonder if Mr. Cochin was just paranoid or he had secrets of great value.
Speaking of paranoid, I once shot in both ends with my pencil. But then when I went to erase something, I get all paranoid thinking I was gonna stab myself.
Please refrain from dispensing your special brand of unrelated stories while on duty.
Yes, sir.
I don't think I can get any more here. Well, I know that's a keyhole. Yeah, I don't think I can do anything. Is there anything I can deduce? No. Bye?
I guess I'm going to look at the fucking keyhole again, sure. It appears that we found the key to the Yatagarasu. No, misused all 7 years ago.
Seeing us originally from the embassy, maybe she came back to return it?
I don't think she's the type to be so kind as to do such a thing, Detective.
Okay, then what do you think, sir?
Callisto Yu, for what reason did she steal the key?
Was that it then?
I can't look at these, can't look at that, can't look at nothing.
Curious. Is that it? Yep, it is. Okay, so I got everything from here. Can't go there. Don't have logic, so based on all of that, I guess I talk to Francisco.
Miles Edgeworth.
What is it?
Let me tell you something. You are currently my subordinate. And if you wish to convince everyone else of that, you will speak to me with respect.
What's with the giddy glint and high? I don't think that will be necessary, Francisco.
Oh, really? Well, it doesn't matter. It doesn't change the fact that you're still under me.
I thought Francisco was flying around the world in pursuit of the smuggling case. So then why is she here at this embassy?
I was investigating at the Alabastian embassy when I got wind of this mess.
That's right. The Yatagarasu was to appear at that embassy as well.
Yes, but the difference is we didn't have a fire over there. Although there is an incident at the Alabastian embassy as well. But I left Agent Lang in charge of that case and came over to the Babalee's embassy.
So Agent Lang is here as well.
I see you've met. Well, he's in the Alabastian... Fucking goddamn.
Hello, Sigma.
Alabastian embassy acting as a bodyguard for Ambassador Alba. However, he seems to have a different reason for being there. So the suspect in the murders that occurred in this office is that little girl, I see. Is she perhaps trying to be the Yatagarasu? Kay will never harm a soul, sir.
Kay? You remember, do you not? About a case we investigated together 7 years ago? This is Galababa Haraba. That girl is the daughter of the victim in that case, Mr. Faraday.
So she's that feisty little girl.
Kay has been on the trail of the Yatagarasu, which is how she ended up here. Looking for the one who took her father's life.
I see. Kay's trying so hard, but you know what? The Yatagarasu just keep on drinking us all.
How so?
The Yatagarasu sent a card saying, I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret. But all we had seen is arson and a murder. The lab boys are going in circles. You know what it says? It's a breach of contract and it's gonna be a rap sheet.
If you ask me, I'm perfectly fine with the fact that nothing was stolen tonight. I do wonder though if Callisto you really is the Yatagarasu. Maybe.
Okay, stealing of secrets. Card not warned about stealing secrets. Motif on the handle. I'm guessing the stealing of secrets is why Francisco is here. Question mark? Indeed.
To steal your dirtiest secret. Is it possible that the dirtiest secret that Yatagarasu was out to steal is in this very room? Dirty secret? Francisco, you're in pursuit of some dirty underhanded dealings yourself, are you not? Something tells me that this is no coincidence. In that case, then, the person I am looking for here is here in the Barbalese embassy, huh? The head of the smuggling operation. I think I just might need to ask Francisco about a smuggling case and more debt. Francisco, when we last talked, you said you were on the trail of a smuggling ring. I suppose the reason you're here right now is related to that. Yeah. After analyzing the intel we've gathered from the various countries, this embassy rose to the top of our list of sites to investigate. And that is what tipped us off. There's a counting document? It's the only one page of the whole thing. We're not sure about the details. However, it's enough for us to grab onto the tail of the beast. For you see, this type of paper was made only in the Principality of Gotopia. Which means that somewhere in the countries of Alabalast and Babal it's his head. And the one pulling the strings behind the entire smuggling ring. That's Francisca for you. She's amazing, pursuing this case with all she has.
So talk to her. Talk to this guy. What can I look at? I don't...
They got any more? No. Ah, look at this painting. Hey, it's another butterfly.
I believe it's the symbol of the Republic of Babal. Really? A drawing this big on the wall of an embassy. It definitely conveys a sense of overwhelming patriotism.
I got a lot of patriotism too, sir. The reason I became a cop in the first place was because I wanted to protect our country.
You may want to, detective. However, I've yet to see the fruits of your desire. Go fuck yourself.
It's like, I hate the writing. I hate the writing so fucking much. Detective Gumshoe single-handedly saved Phoenix Wright multiple fucking times. He saved your dog ass too, so shut your bitch ass up. He's been holding up in this goddamn country, looking after your office. Shut your bitch ass up. Yeah, fuck you. Fuck you, Edgeworth. This Edgeworth fucking sucks. Anyway.
Hey, you don't have to be so blunt about it, sir.
Fuck you. It's a butterfly. Good deuce. Go fuck yourself.
The design of the knife's handle. It greatly resembles a special Babalese species of butterfly.
It does, doesn't it? It says it right here.
The knife is property of the Republic of Babal. Perhaps this means that the knife was used and the crime was found right in this room?
It's nothing. I can look at this.
That's some fireplace. You know, it really gives the place a mansion-like quality, don't you think, sir? If these are a staple in every Babalese house, then I bet Santa Claus pays him a visit too.
Just how old are you again, detective?
Glad we got that conversation. There's literally nothing to do. I guess I'm supposed to show someone something? Oh, never mind, there's rubble.
You saw some burnt objects scattered on the floor.
Burnt things get burned, they don't become burnt things, you know.
No, because there's no way to prove that the burnt thing started out as a burnt thing.
Was it burnt thing or was it not? I have no idea what's going on anymore, sir.
Yes, I suppose it's a bit hard for someone with a burnt out light bulb to comprehend.
Go fuck yourself, Edgeworth. The clock.
It looks like this was one magnificent grandfather clock, but it has fallen victim to the fire.
Hey, Mr. Chef, it's okay to talk to me about clocks in the house, sir?
If they're unrelated to the case, I hope that you will refrain from sharing, but...
Well, there's this one clock that I made by myself. I just got a time on it and managed to solve, so that's quite enough.
That's quite enough, detective.
Literally anything. I guess this too. Okay.
These shelves are lined with American souvenirs and memorabilia.
It's really strange, isn't it? I mean, I thought it was a Babalese embassy.
So, why are so many American souvenirs, sir? Perhaps the Babalese are studying American culture and our tourism industry? If they have plans to make the Babalese tourism industry truly flourish, then they would need to observe the study of another country's methods, I suppose. Speaking of tourism, I got this from that blonde guy earlier, sir. He said if I bring these with me to Babal, I can trade them out for a few buffets. Oh, so how exactly do you expect to travel to Babal? Well, the whole world's connected by the ocean, sir. And for an all-you-can-eat buffet, I'd swim all the way to Babal if I have to. Can a few simple coupons really motivate people to do such fantastic things? There's nothing to do. Yes. I believe I have everything? I probably don't. Gumshoe? Yes, sir. The murder? Well, you weren't guard duty. Did you notice anything unusual? Well, I was on watch inside the embassy. But unfortunately, I didn't run into the Adigarasa, sir. But I did take an officer who was on duty near the border between two embassies. They told me that not a single person crossed the boundary between the incident. I see. The investigation into the fire and the Adigarasa are a mess of both events. So I'm confused, sir. Should I put the fire out or investigate? What do you think, sir? Aren't you old enough to solve your own problems yet, detective? I'd like an update on how the investigation is going. Yeah, well, it's gone, sir. In other words, no one has any idea what happened here, correct? To put it simply, yeah, you got it, sir. But we do know that something happened in this room, sir. What more on with a pair of eyes can see? Any more on with a pair of eyes can see what happened, detective? Well, anyway, let's get investigating every single nook and cranny of the room, sir. We gotta get serious, okay? We'll end up getting arrested as a killer. Yes, I'm already well aware of that. Now to find out what really happened here in this room, we will need to gather whatever information we can. It's time to take a good look. I can't believe there's a secret door inside the safe. That stuff inside must really be important. Yes, and they appear to be quite important. Little figures and stuff. I wonder how much those are worth. Knowing that they are stolen merchandise, I would say they're probably priceless. Their value is probably worth more than what you could ever hope to make in your entire lifetime. What? You kidding, right, sir? I mean, if they're so small. We're talking about purchasing it with your salary, detective, so? Okay, then I guess those pieces of paper must be pretty valuable too, right? Yes, I assume so. I'm actually quite curious about them. Even if they're not physically worth much, great care was taken to hide them. Which means they must be very important documents to someone. I wonder if the papers are safe and might be related to other documents? Am I supposed to do something here? I won't rest until I suspect. Oh, there's a deduce button. Whoops. What am I deducing? I didn't see the deduce button, so what the fuck do I have? Steel Samurai's autograph. Val statue. Accounting document related to smuggling. Am I just supposed to present this? No, I am not. Oh, I guess I'm supposed to like say, hey, the rest of the pieces of paper are in here with this piece of paper. Take a good look at these documents, Francisco.
It says there are 3 pages in total, and yet there are only 2 here.
Correct. Now take a look at the smuggling ring activity document in your possession. Tell me, is it not possible that your page was taken from this set of 3?
Well, it certainly looks that way.
By putting our multi-part puzzle together, we seem to have arrived at an answer. And it seems that we have now found what you were looking for.
Yeah, and with this, it has become crystal clear that Mr. Cochin himself was responsible for the mass smuggling ring in Babalese Inc.
Babalese Inc.
Babalese Inc. is a special product of the Republic of Babal. However, due to the special reason, only a limited volume is ever exported.
And that reason is?
That's classified. It's on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. In any case, that is the head of the smuggling ring was our victim, Manny Cochin.
His base was on an embassy, thus it was hard for both our countries and his to interfere, making it the ideal condition under which to run a smuggling operation.
It's so frustrating. I lost the person I ran. I was to rain judgment down upon with my whip of justice.
Well, even if he is dead, you can still take responsibility and look into his misdeeds.
You expect me to whip a dead man? Well, I'm not interested.
Francisca, you must know that Manny Colchin was the suspect in the KG-8 incident.
Of course I know. On top of being head of the smuggling ring. There is a matter of what really happened in that case that needs to be resolved.
Investigation complete.
Are you done investigating? You realize now, don't you, that this girl is the only one that could be it. Now come along quietly, Ladigarasu, Kay Faraday. You're under arrest for murder of Manny Colchin.
Mr. Edgeworth, please, you have to believe me, I didn't do it. I chased the fake Yatagarasu in here, and he was already...
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Hold it!
I'd like to help you reduce the number of mistaken arrests, Interpol Mix.
What's that supposed to mean?
I believe I told you that Kay Faraday is not the culprit of this crime.
Very well. I suppose I have no choice. I'll show you just how foolish your claims are. Why arrest Kay? Even your police confirmation that the Yatagarasu infiltrated the Babalis embassy tonight. Utilizing the confusion caused by the fire, the Yatagarasu snuck into this embassy. Furthermore, this girl claims to be the Yatagarasu. And most importantly, other than her, there were no one else here with the body.
Your reason for suspecting Kay is because you think she is the Yatagarasu.
Exactly, but it isn't just me. She calls herself the Yatagarasu.
Look, how many times do I have to tell you? I was out to capture the fake Yatagarasu.
Imposter or not, it matters not. A Yatagarasu is a Yatagarasu.
Very well, then I shall prove that Kay is not the Yatagarasu who killed Mr. Manny Colchin.
Go ahead and try. Show me what the prosecutor of this country are made of.
Rebuttal!
I have a feeling that I have to press that statement.
I really don't think that being the first to discover the body makes it a killer by default.
No, but if you saw the self-proposed Yatagarasu standing in front of a body, wouldn't you get a little suspicious yourself?
Even so, I'd still listen to what the person has to say before I pass judgment.
Are you talking about yourself and those times when you were under suspicion?
I think the pain of being falsely accused is something you really should experience.
I personally know that feeling real well, sir. And given my situation, I now know exactly what it's like to. I'm fine with never experiencing it, ever.
Are you done with your little crew conference?
So Agent Sheena suspects Kay of murder simply because Kay is the Yatagarasu. But if I can prove that the Yatagarasu's goal is not related to murder, then I may be able to begin to reason with her.
Maybe the second statement. Yep, fucking I'm dying. There we go.
What?
I pressed A. Pressed A. Fucking goddammit.
Hold it!
The confusion caused by the fire? Are you saying that the Yatagarasu was not the arsonist who started the fire?
A suspicious person in a long coat was spotted in the area. Officers in the area claim to have seen that person start the fire.
It sounds like we have a phantom in our midst.
Yeah.
In a way, he could be considered a phantom with the way he randomly appears.
Well, now we have a potential second person who could be the murderer. Just based off that, but I didn't get any evidence, so...
Hold it!
Just because she calls herself that doesn't prove that she is the killer.
No, but it does give her a motive. The Yatagarasu sent a card saying, "I will be there to steal your dirtiest secret." Furthermore, there are documents pertaining to some smuggling activity in this room. She obviously wanted to steal them. So she killed Mr. Colchin for the key.
I see. Logic is very sound. I expect nothing less of an Agent Lang's secretary. However, that statement just now didn't sound right. I might just be the opening I need. The steal documents regarding smuggling shows he killed Mr. Caution for the key. That doesn't make sense, because she should have had the key if she was the Yatagarasu, because the Yatagarasu stole it. Agent Sheena, I regret to inform you, but there is a flaw in your logic.
Oh?
Even if you claim that she is the killer, the Yatagarasu, I'm certain that the security of the smuggling document is not the motive behind the murder. The key to the safe in this room was found on Mr. Caution's body. Furthermore, the Yatagarasu would not be so stupid as to leave without documents. By the simple fact that the documents were still in the safe when we looked, it's obvious that the killer's target was not the safe at all.
And perhaps she didn't know what Mr. Caution had the key on her.
If that's the case, then why would she have needed to kill him? Because I can think of no reason for her to kill him if she had not known that fact.
Need reason. All of this is simply our conjecturing after the fact. It's entirely possible that she accidentally killed him when she was sneaking in. Perhaps she didn't notice the safe's second compartment before returning the key.
Oh.
But the fact still remains that Mr. Caution was stabbed to death.
But you have no definitive proof that it was Kay who committed the act.
Actually, I do. I saw her holding the knife she used on the victim with my own eyes.
What?
Allow me to tell you a bit more about the evidence that will put her behind bars. Definitive evidence. The knife wound on the body is consistent with the blade on the knife. The knife with the butterfly handle is the murder weapon which the killer was holding. I assume she obtained the knife from the display rack and then used it on the victim. The knife is part of a special 3-piece set which has design like no other. The evidence and testimony all point to this girl. There's no counter-argument.
Definitive evidence?
You see now that she is definitely the killer, right?
No, Mr. Edgeworth, you gotta believe me. I saw a suspicious person in a long black coat outside the embassy, I swear.
You came in here because you were chasing the suspicious person?
That's right, I ran into the office only because I was chasing after that person. But when I entered the room, it was pitch black, I couldn't see a thing. I felt something on the ground next to me, next to my foot, so I turned the lights on, but then... Ah!
Who's there? This is... I came into this room upon hearing the girl scream. And when I saw her holding the knife, I immediately restrained her.
So the object Kay felt by her feet on the floor was the murder weapon?
I had the knife analyzed right away, but we failed to find anyone's prints on it.
But the suspicious person in the black coat is the one who came in the room before me.
You continue to insist there was such a person. But if there was, where did they go?
And I don't know, but they came in here.
That sounds like the desperate excuses of a suspected killer, not a trustworthy testimony. You understand, don't you? You can't trust this girl's words, Mr. Edgeworth.
She's a point. Even if Kay's words are the truth, I must show that they are with some solid evidence.
Mr. Edgeworth, I really didn't...
Okay. Don't worry. If you didn't do it, then there must be an exit for... There must exist a way for me to prove that.
Still not giving up, I see. In that case, I'll try to counter my argument if you can.
Don't worry, I can and I will. Rebuttal!
The knife wound on the body is consistent with the blade. The knife and the butterfly handle is the murder weapon, which the killer was holding.
Hold it!
You mean to say that you saw Kay holding the murder weapon with your own eyes?
I was also on the search for the Yatagarasu. When I heard that girl's scream coming out from the room, I rushed over straight away. When I arrived, I saw that girl standing motionless with the knife in her hand.
But I already told you, I only came in here because I was after Yatagarasu. The suspicious person I saw come into this room. And then but then when I entered, it was pitch dark. I felt something by my foot on the floor, so I turned the lights on and then...
You found that it was the murder weapon at your feet.
How many times do I have to tell you? We can't trust the words of a suspect.
The only thing you'll accept is evidence, is it?
That's the only acceptable way to counter an agent of Interpol on the scene of the crime.
Mr. Edgeworth, do you have some kind of evidence that can prove me innocent?
I think I do, because there is one piece of evidence I find to be a bit interesting. I think I need to carefully examine that piece of evidence again. Is there like something off about this? So this is what took Mr. Colchin's life. Some of this blood is on the blade.
Well, I've been a detective for 7 years already. Seen a lot of weapons in my days. But nice that I used the killer always the hardest for me to bear.
Yes, unlike guns, this is one weapon where you likely find the victim's blood on it.
Yeah, it's just like one of those practically drenched in it, huh, sir?
Despite that, it looks like the blood managed to miss the handle somehow.
That is weird.
There's a lot of skilled detailing on this handle. It would appear that the handle on the knife is removable.
I guess so people can change it whenever they feel like it. Sounds like fun, sir.
I don't think that people would remove the handle just for fun, detective.
Wait, if the handle is removable, then clearly it was put on after the murder because there's no blood on it. I mean, obviously. How do I prove that? How do I prove that? Based on the fact that dialogue was there. Is the murder weapon which the killer was holding. I assume she obtained the knife from the display rack and used it on the victim. The knife is part of a special free set which has the design like no other. But like, I get it. They want me to show. They probably want me to show the knife as a piece of evidence because it clearly doesn't look like the rest. But like the handle is removable and then it does. I'm going to do it.
Objection!
No.
Ah,
Hold it!
about the three-piece set. Is there really no other like it?
Let's ask Ambassador Palermo for more details, shall we?
The knives are indeed special. They have a butterfly, the symbol of the Republic of Babal, engraved on them. And because there's only one of three of them in the world, because there are only 3 of them in the world, they are very, very valuable. The national symbol, huh? Where the knives are covered in the butterfly design. Along with the Alabastian set, our representative countries have only 3 knives each. I see.
Are you satisfied now? So let's continue. May I look at it again? Butterfly symbol. Ha. This certainly has a butterfly here. Is that the same symbol? Maybe. It may just be a knife from a different thing. Anyway. I don't fucking know.
Hold it!
I ask that you please refrain from speculation.
It's a sound hypothesis derived from the evidence. There's no room for debate.
God.
Miles Edgeworth knows that an ungraceful loss will not be tolerated, my subordinate. Now rebut her hypothesis with factual logic. I didn't read that second line.
Yes, well, you're correct. Thank you.
Helping a subordinate out with advice is a job of any good superior.
She seems to be rather enjoying herself, but she is correct nonetheless. Agent Sheena, please continue with your testimony.
I don't know how to go in here. I'm pretty sure I presented it to here. Maybe I present the knife to here instead.
Objection!
No. This is my cue to look up Investigations 1 guide. I visit this site often. Episode 5, Turnabout Ablaze. We are in the first confrontation, fellas. Definitive evidence. On the 2nd. Oh. So, I was supposed to put this on the 2nd instead of the 3rd or 4th. Fair enough. I got the point, but not the real point.
So the murder weapon was the knife with the butterfly design on it? But is that really the truth?
What are you getting at?
I'd like for you to take a look at this. There is blood on the blade, and yet there is not a speck of blood on the handle. Why did I speak so slowly? This signifies that at the time of the crime a different handle was attached to the blade. The knife that K was holding had its own handle switched and was in fact not a real murder weapon.
It wasn't the real murder weapon? No, but like... Yeah, it had a different handle, but like it was still the murder weapon. What do you mean? What?
This knife can be taken apart. Shall we give it a go?
I guess we will.
As you can see, the Bubbly's knife has now been disassembled into 2 parts. The killer must have pulled the murder weapon out of the victim's body and proceeded to swap the knife's original handle with this butterfly one. It was all to create the illusion that Mr. Colchin was killed with the butterfly-themed knife. This should clear up any and all suspicions surrounding K.
Your argument isn't airtight yet.
How so?
It's possible that the girl herself is the one who switched the handles.
Hold it!
Don't be ridiculous. For what purpose would she do such a thing?
I don't care to know how criminals think. The way they view the world is beyond the comprehension of a normal person like myself. Therefore, I wouldn't put anything past them, no matter how odd it may seem.
Huh. The truth is right here in front of you, and this knife will show you the way. You will come to see that K is not and could not have... that K is not and could not have been Mr. Colchin's killer.
Good question. What is the mark on here?
It's the mark of a flower. I assume you know what this means?
No, not really. Butterflies rest on flowers all the time and drink their sweet nectar.
And so they do. However, would this butterfly really drink the nectar of this flower? The answer is clearly not a chance. Now to prove the relationship between the butterfly and the flower with this.
Huh? The embassy guide, I guess. You can't be serious.
It appears that you've made the connection. The flowers on this blade is designed after a certain country's national symbol. That's right, the Kingdom of Alabast. In other words, the blade is from one Alabast ornamental knife.
Duh!
This is part of the knife's handle, as a Babal's national symbol of the butterfly on it. Therefore, it is undeniable the Barbalise's origin. But as we both know, you can't kill someone with just a knife handle. Incidentally, when exactly did the murder occur again, Agent Sheena?
After the fire had broken out.
That's right. Kay entered the Barbalese embassy after the fire had taken place. Furthermore, she had not been to Alabastian side of the building before then. On top of that, not a single person passed between the 2 countries during the fire. Which means that Kay could not have transported an Alabastian object over here. This makes it impossible for her to be the true killer.
Oop, way to go, Mr. Edgeworth. What a great victory. Hey, why is everyone so quiet?
I'm happy we got this fun-clit Kay's name. But what worries me now is what will happen next.
What is the meaning of this? An Alabastian knife? Here?
What do you mean, how did it find its way to the Republic of Baal? It didn't just find its way over. Rather, we should focus on how it was smuggled over.
You know what? My brain hurts thinking about it while we're just standing around. Thinking while you're on the run, now that's the real great thief operates.
Okay.
Oh, thanks a bunch, Mr. Edgeworth, for proving me innocent, I mean. You believed in me the whole time, right? Tell me you did.
Not really, but...
Come on, you don't have to be shy about it.
Your argument is still not airtight. Would you care to elaborate? I understand now that the girl didn't commit the murder. However, there's still the possibility that she is the Yadagarasu.
And again, look, how many times do I have to explain it to you? I am the real Yadagarasu. It's not like that fake one that got through setting fires, okay?
Whether you're the real deal or fake, it doesn't really matter. All I have to say is this. I have my suspicions that this girl is the one who started the fire. Preposterous! On what grounds do you suspect her of such a thing? The fact that she calls herself the Yadagarasu, that in itself is the most elegant proof.
Miss Sheena,
Yeah?
I have no intention of taking back any of what I've said. I am the great thief Yadagarasu, and I refuse to allow some imposter to claim that my name is their own. The path of justice that my father pointed me towards, I will walk it the best way I can.
I'm not good. It's not good to be so stubborn. I hope you can understand that.
Thanks a lot for the concern, Miss Sheena. Let me share something with you too, as a token of my appreciation. Those sunglasses totally do nothing for you, and I'll steal them from you next time, okay?
What?
Well, I guess we'd better get going. Going? To where? To the Kingdom of Alabama. If we don't go, we won't know for sure, right?
I suppose not. We won't get anywhere simply by standing here thinking. To see where the Alabastian knife came from, you'll have to pay the Alabastian embassy a visit.
Let's go, Miles Edgeworth. As you are my subordinate, I will not tolerate you bringing the investigation to a halt.
Understood.
Right now, I think. Yes, probably. My ass doesn't hurt yet, so yes, right now. March 14th, 7:44 p.m. Theatrum Neutris Lobby.
Counter! What?
Shifu, 99 callouts. All 99 members are most likely here. Now count to first, sir.
Hey, you. Yeah, you, second one from the right. Sir, yes, sir. Yeah, birthday present for you. What?
Shifu, I didn't know you knew all of our birthdays. What a kind heart you have.
Sifu, you are the most mad I'll ever be, sir. I'm really sorry, but it's not my birthday. Like she says, a cop who disrespects others soon feels the disciplinary bite of an elder. That present isn't for you, it's for your younger brother's wife, youngest brother. Tell him I said hi and happy birthday, won't you? Yes, sir. Shifu, I can't believe you're remembering that much about each of us. Shifu, I'm so moved that I can't stop crying.
I should probably leave them to their alone time.
Alright, meeting's over, everyone. Head to your posts. Dismissed. Sir! You were the guy the whole time. Yo, were you guys there the whole time? Got a call from Sheena. She already filled me in. It sounds like you ought to get in my way again.
There's absolutely no intention of interrupting your investigation. I simply request that you grant me permission to investigate the Alabastian embassy.
And what if I say no? Agent Lang?
Hold on, let me do that again.
Agent Lang, this man is my subordinate. As I have received permission from the ambassador, he is to be my extended the same rights. Sorry, sis, but it's not that simple. Alabasta has most strictest immigration regulations in the world, didn't you know? Even among my elite men, only about half of them were admitted to the country. Besides, any more cooks in my kitchen and we might spoil the soup if you get mad on me. How dare you make such assumptions? Don't take this the wrong way, but I thought I was in the charge of the Alabasta, Miss Von Karma. Look, try to understand, okay? Things over in Alabasta are a bit of a mess right now.
What do you mean by a bit of a mess? No one told you? We had an incident in Alabasta as well. That's what we call a decision based on the investigation, Mr. Prosecutor.
Look, Wolfie, just let us in already.
Is there a problem here, Agent Lang? Not really, just having a discussion about whether or not to let these guys in.
Ambassador Alba, I ask that you please allow these people to join the investigation.
I've been a debate because of my country. I'm terribly sorry for placing you good people in that kind of situation. It's all because I lack the strength to govern well. At least it's nothing of the sort, Ambassador. You weaklings discuss your fragility and ability to changes in your country. So what are you? The thing is, investigations conducted in my country have been under Agent Lang. It is my judgment that in order to minimize disruption of the investigation, I should leave everything up to Agent Lang. There, you see?
No way!
Ambassador Elba, I ask you to please reconsider letting them into Alabast. What's that? My very own secretary has been murdered in their Bubbly's embassy. He was apparently caught up in some very shady dealings, completely unbeknownst to me. So I ask for your cooperation in our investigation. These aren't much, but I hope they can cover for your travel expenses to Babal someday. Alright, I get it. Even if you back Ambassador Elba, I still have to give you the final okay anyway.
Aye, so you're that mustache of win.
Not so fast, little crow gal. There's still a witness in the Babal murder. So I'd like you to please stay in the Republic of Babal. Detective Gumshoe, please take good care of Kay for me. Yes, sir. Sounds good to me. Fewer troublemakers, the better.
Hey, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes?
So I wanted to ask for a while now, but that lady over there, is she who I think she is?
Oh, that's right. I didn't introduce the two of you yet.
Franziska von Kamal, the prosecutorial protege. It's nice to see you again.
Ah, I knew it. You're a whip lady.
You may address me as Miss von Karma.
Miss Van Karma, I'll leave the investigation of Alabas in your hands.
Thanks. Rest assured, I will outsmart both the smuggling ring and the Yatagarasu. Danke.
It's a smuggling ring, huh? Perhaps I should ask Francisco a bit more about them before I head to Alabast. And I mustn't forget to thank Ambassador Palermo for all that he has done for me. I'm going him first. Ambassador Palermo, I am in your debt. No, it's nothing. Because it's about all I can do for you, I'm afraid. I only ask that you please bring Manny's killer to justice. I will, Ambassador. On my honor. Oh, you're so sensational. You've really piqued my curiosity. I know they aren't much, but I'm giving you them wholeheartedly. Oh, that's quite alright. Oh, well, how about this then? What exactly is it? It's fountain pen ink. Known as Bubbly's ink. It's made exclusively in Babal. So this is Bubbly's ink. We make it from wheat crystal oil, which is mined through our mineral mines. Please accept this ink. One dip of your fountain pen in this, and you can write for hours in your organizer. Fortunate for me, the ink in my pen just happened to have run out. I gladly accept your gracious gift. Great! Wonderful. I guarantee that your writing and your ink is unforgettable experience. And since we don't export it, if you run out, you've always welcome to come and visit our fair nation. Talk about concerning the customer along with the market. You've made so much progress in your investigation in such a short period of time. It's truly amazing.
Agent Hicks, whose help I had requested was cut down before he completed his task. There is no room for further failure in my perfect investigation.
In spite of that, I believe you were able to obtain some insight into the ring, correct?
It was nothing. I simply made some deductions based on the smuggled item I was following.
You mean the Bubbly's ink? But why are there restrictions on the export of Bubbly's ink to begin with?
That's classified Interpol info.
Franziska, as your subordinate, I am part of your investigation now. Don't you think it would be beneficial if I was as well informed as you?
Point taken. Very well, I fill you in. Recently, we discovered some very well-made counterfeit bills circulating in Zenfar.
Counterfeit bills?
Jawohl. As you may have deduced, the counterfeits are being made with Bubbly's special Bubbly's ink. And it's virtually impossible to distinguish bills made with Bubbly's ink from the real ones. Thus, it was only natural for Interpol to keep an eye on the Republic of Babal.
That's where the document comes into play, correct?
Correct. Mr. Cochin was smuggling in large amounts of Bubbly's ink. Furthermore, he was charged with running the embassy's printing equipment. That's all the evidence I need to know he was the head of the smuggling ring. However, there remains one tiny problem.
Let me guess, you still have yet to find the counterfeit bills or smuggled ink.
Yeah, and while we're listing things, I might as well add the counterfeit plates to the pile. Since we haven't been able to locate any of these items in the Barbary's embassy, we're looking into the Alabastian embassy next. It doesn't matter where they're hidden. Mark my words, I will find them.
Well, shall we get going? What's wrong, Kay?
I didn't get permission to enter Alabast, so we're going to go together wherever info we can get over the Beverly side, okay?
Alright, I'm counting on you two.
Right, and I'm counting on you and Miss Van Cower to sniff out any clues in Alabast. Oh, and Mr. Edgeworth, if you happen to come across my phony, you let me know, okay? If you tell me, I'll rush over straight no matter where they are.
I'll let you know when the time comes.
March 14th, 8:17 p.m., Alabastian Embassy, Ambassador's Office. Oh, who am I seeing on the floor?
Go!
What do you think you're doing to my subordinate?
You're...
Edgy! Oh, thank the heavens you're here! I'm gonna be a real big pickle, your lordship. The raven, and it appeared poof, and then it disappeared swoosh, and I'm the steel samurai, my sword. I'm so confused, I don't know what anything means anymore. Who is this fruitcake? I'm Larry from the House of Buds, married man on the old Tokyo, lady. No, I remember this person is one of your friends, isn't he, Miles?
Yes, frighteningly enough.
Hey, what's up with that answer? I'm your best man in a bind and you act like it's no big deal.
What sort of bind are we talking about here?
I'm the suspect kind. I accidentally became the suspect in a murder.
I see, it's quite a bind. Not that we're in the least bit surprised. That's pretty much expected this news. From the instant I saw this unlucky face. His name is Larry Butts. I've known him since grade school, and for as long as I have known him, he has been the world's largest source of the trouble with the capital T.
Hey, what kind of introduction is that? You're so mean, actually. If you're not careful, you might find your tiny number of friends go down by one.
That was uncalled for. Besides, you're... Wait, hold on. Larry, is that... What? It was you? You're the one who wrote my Steel Samurai autograph.
Eh, oh, you didn't notice earlier? Yeah, I even winked at you for my headpiece.
What's going on? And why are you beat red? Sorry, but we cannot speak to me right now.
Yeah, sorry, am I written out the comical yet melodramatic play?
Ah, so this the incident you mentioned earlier?
Mr. Prosecutor, this man who shot a friend of yours is our prime suspect. Oh, what you ask? Of the murder of a man who had snuck into this embassy. Master Mass 2.
Master Mass 2.
Well, for you see, Sir Lawyer, I have returned from the depths of the electrical chair to do as you fucker bastard.
I'm making a screenshot of that. And I am making you a relax screen, and then I'm sending this to someone who would be very charmed by it. Hold on just a moment here, I have almost sent it. Okay, anyways, let's resume.
Only Larry could get himself into yet another mess as fine as this. But no matter what the facts seem to say, Larry is not the type to commit murder. Still, it's a rather daunting stroke of misfortune I've struck. I have to prove that Larry Butts is innocent of all wrongdoing.
Shifu, we've identified the victim! Good work. I'll take the report now.
Agent Lang, would you mind if I took a peek at it as well?
What did I tell you earlier, Mr. Prosecutor? Don't get in my way. There's only enough flesh out here to defeat one wolf, and that one is me. So no, you may not take a peek.
But Agent Lang...
Agent Lang. Will you allow an investigator such as myself to take a look? Yes, of course. You let the detective see the file.
You're Detective Bad, huh?
You're the prosecutor, Mr. Edgeworth, right?
Fancy meeting you here, Detective.
You weren't expecting me. Ever since that day 7 years ago, I chased after the Yadagarasu non-stop. I even pressured Interpol into keeping me in the loop in case a cart was ever found.
Incredible dedication to the case.
Detective Bat knows the Yadagarasu's MO very well, and his passion for the chase hasn't died down in the last 7 years. It's something I can respect. But Detective Bat, I must ask, are you gonna make an ally out of this prosecutor? My only goal is to arrest the Yadagarasu. If you can get the bottom of this case, then I'm willing to share info with him.
I'm in your debt, Detective Bad. About the murder of the Mask 2, would you be willing to fill me in on a few details?
When the Yadagarasu showed up, Agent Lang and I took ourselves off guard duty and put ourselves in charge of directing things at this crime scene. Taking advantage of the chaos, the Mask 2 broke into this embassy, probably to steal some treasure or another.
And I suppose he lost his life when he was forced to fight someone else in this room? Why exactly was that man placed under arrest, Detective?
That samurai
Was born looking suspicious, but not for the reason you suspect, I assure you. You can plainly see he's completely harmless.
Well, that's just a random guess. It's not like he's actually under arrest. Tonight, here at the Alabastion Embassy, Ambassador Elba was to give the commemorative speech. And that's when the Yadagarasu showed. But keep in mind, the Yadagarasu isn't the one I'm talking about right now. Those seats for the guests who'd been called to sit in them were empty.
No, Sean. Who was it that failed to take their seat?
The Steel Samurai. Until the speech was to begin, each member of the entire Steel Samurai family was to wait in a separate room. However, for some weird reason, that man was spotted in a different location in his assigned room at the time.
And where was he?
He was on the roof with one of his legs down a chimney. That chimney leads directly into this room.
Oh. Larry Butts, you've really outdone yourself this time. What were you thinking? In any case, I believe it's high time for me to start my investigation.
Begin investigation. Alabastion Embassy, Ambassador's office.
Wah! So this is the victim, the mask too.
What is that gaudy outfit?
You don't know about Master Mask? A few months ago, this thief caused a lot of havoc on the populace.
So this thief is separate from the Yatagarasu?
I thought they were for a while, because their MO and targets were different. The mask likes high-value trinkets and jewels and being gaudy in his signature. Gumshoe was in charge of the investigation, so he'd know more about the mask.
That's alright. All I'd probably hear tales of his failure anyway.
Haven't changed a bit, I see.
In any case, let's get started here, shall we? I won't rest until I've gotten a new fucking line. I thought that the mask had quit the business.
This guy, he's just a copycat using the name. A phony successor. He's just another petty thief. His real identity is an out-of-work guy by the name of Kashinu. He's 29, one of the larceny charges. From his clothes and what he was carrying, we determined that this guy is the real Master Mask too.
The cause of death appears to be loss of blood from the back of his head. It seems that he was struck with something very hard. In other words, he was bludgeoned to death.
There is not a single shred of fashion sense in Master Mask's costume.
At least I can appreciate the great effort he must have put into making it.
You two don't know? You can buy this costume almost everywhere now.
It's been sold? Since when?
Since our New Year's, the streets are apparently flooded with them. Turns out, the mask is a lot more popular than I thought he'd be.
I can't believe that foolish fool would dress in fool's clothing to act foolishly.
Get your point about free foolishness back, Francisca. So this is the murder weapon in the case.
There's blood on the blade. It's rather sweeping sword, isn't it?
What did you expect? It's the Steel Samurai's dandy's secretary weapon. I only call it secretary weapon, although he uses the sword in most of his battles. His trusty samurai spears he turns into a real fight.
You sure know quite a bit about the Steel Samurai.
That's only because I saw the stage show earlier. The one of the sword is the Steel Samurai, or in other words, the Larry. Should probably ask him about it, as detrimental as it is proving him innocent. What is he holding? It looks like a piece of paper from a notepad. It would appear the directions on how to reach this room were written by hand. Is there something written on the back as well?
I'd like you to steal the Preminak statue in this room. What is that supposed to mean? Who writes notes to themselves like that?
If I had to guess from the text, I would say that this is actually a request from someone about what to steal. Just who is the person that requested the theft of the Preminak statue? No, shit, fucking god, shut the goddamn hell, shut your bitch ass up. Oh, goddamn it. Anything here? No, the cloth.
I suppose this Rostrovecking glove the mask too used to carry his stolen goods. But there's nothing wrapped in it now. I guess he never did manage to get his hands on whatever he was out to steal.
I'm guessing that's it. Indeed it is. So I have to show you.
Larry, there are a few things I need to ask you about.
Hey, what's about that? I got a few things I gotta ask you too.
What is it?
It's like both of you and him. How's that the two of you always manage to have the same cute hot girl by your side? And Francie, what about the promise you made me?
Promise? What promise?
The one when you said you would model for my next book, Francis Wibbity Whip Trip. Yo!
I made no such promise.
Since grade school, we've had a certain saying about Larry. When something smells, it's usually the butts. One needs to look no further than this man to find out the king of troublemakers.
I don't care. What am I supposed to show you? This? No, this. Present.
Hey, this is my official Steel Samurai weapon. What? You want me to do it? Oh, you got no idea how many fans ask that of me.
What are you peddling on about now?
Steel Samurai Sushi Slash.
How was that? I bet it shivers up your spine.
I let myself get caught up in being a spectator. Could I have failed myself? As I recall, aren't you calling yourself Laurice Donham now?
It's Donham. It's Donham. Laurice Donham. Get it straight in your head, Edgy.
Now I remember. You're that rude, pale imitation of a real artist.
No. You got it all wrong. I gave up on that whole Laurice business. Besides, when Benjula left me and my heart in pieces, that's when Mindy walked right into my life. And she's been so good to me that I wanted to help her in some way. And I figured I could do it through the Steel Samurai outfit. Your insane bravering makes less and less sense each time we meet.
I believe he's saying that he picked up this part-time job as the Steel Samurai so that he may attempt to capture the heart of the actress who plays the Pink Princess.
You got it. I knew you'd know what I meant, Engie.
Not really. It's not so much as I understood, but a simple deduction based on your usual modus operandi, Larry. Larry, I'd like you for you to confess right now to everything you did tonight.
Confess? Hey, don't you suspect me too?
Nonsense. I believe you have the mental acuity. I don't believe you have the mental acuity needed to plan and execute a murder. However, we are talking about you here, so I find it hard to believe that nothing happened. For past experiences has taught me that there's always at the center of some insane event.
Edgy, how can you be so mean-stabbing of your words like that?
Fortunately, I don't have the time to search out a key to unlock your heart this time, so I suggest that you cooperate and tell me what you know.
Okay, I get it. So you just stop fancy whipping me from behind. So I guess I know what I did, right, Edgy?
I can't even begin to imagine. However, I imagine that whatever you were up to... was probably beyond my imagination. So you will tell me what exactly you did, Larry.
Nope, not yet, Gigi. I'll take more than that to loosen my lips. A lot more!
Confess! Now!
Okay, well, I was up on the roof.
And why exactly were you up there?
You know, that wintry costume and legendary hero.
Legendary? Hero?
Santa Claus!
Santa? Claus?
I wanted to do the thing he does, so I climbed up under one of the chimneys. But when I got there was some smoke pouring out of the chimney.
And?
Well, I couldn't go down the chimney with the smoke coming up, right? So I gave up.
Larry, you don't realize that Santa Claus does not exist, right?
Of course I know. I didn't graduate from junior high, you know.
And you should also understand this. If Santa were real, he would be the biggest unlawful trespass in history.
Crud!
It is your attempt to imitate Santa that has landed you as a prime suspect in this murder.
Come on, man. What's so wrong with pretending to be Santa?
Let's start with the fact that it will be the Ides of March in a matter of hours. Santa only visits home in December 24th. It's in December, you nitwit.
No! Hey, wait a second. We're not in a court.
Larry, about the samurai sword that was used to as the murder weapon.
Oh, that. I shook hands with the ambassador in this room, you know.
Yes, apparently you did.
And, well, I totally forgot about it and left it behind when I left afterwards. So you want to talk about shock? I was the most shocked when I heard about I killed someone. Shocked! Foolish! Fool! Looking especially foolish with your foolishly stating such foolish excuse! You forgot to take something that big with you. Who would believe such a tale?
Sorry, Miss Von Karma, but I believe him. Because if anyone could forget something like that, it would be Larry.
Hey, gee, you believe me? I just knew that our friendship is something special.
Anyway, even if Larry had simply forgotten the sword and left it behind, that in no way clears his name. Which means that I will have to prove his innocence from a different angle. That doesn't seem right. There should be one missing. There are some weapons on display on this wall, a crossbow, and under that, a set of knives bearing a flower motif. They must be the counterpart to the Bubbly's knives. Which means that the blades and sides of these scabbards should match the blades that were used to kill Mr. Cochin. Well, yeah, obviously you gotta you deduce the fact that there should be only two of them, because one is here. The condition of this here related to the piece of evidence. Never mind. Shut up. Suspected these are the counterparts of the Bobblies' knives. The plates of the knives should match the plate of the knife that killed Mr. Cochin. Huh? One of the knives is missing its blade. Huh. Let's see if the two pieces of the blade handle and fit together.
It would appear that they fit together quite well, almost seamlessly.
And that means that an alabastrian knife did find its way into Babal. But how?
Well, I guess there's not nothing to deduce.
I can spot absolutely no difference between this primordial statue and Babal's.
The statue's face looks a bit like that costume Tiro you like so much. I only wonder why you Americans have such an affinity for this kind of face.
The statue wasn't made by an American, you know? At least I don't suppose so. Spear. It's the Steel Samurai's primary weapon, the Samurai Spear.
Isn't it awesome? I totally fell for this thing. It's sleek and shiny and just all of my heart. It comes like you whoosh. And when you hold it, you just want to live life like bam!
You do well to watch what you say, Larry. Although it is just as Larry says, the spear is quite a symbol of valor. However, speaking of spears, aren't you supposed to use them by thrusting the point straight in your opponent? I'm entirely convinced the spear is up to the task.
What's wrong, Edgy? He's standing there in the distance. I get it. Tell you what, I'll tell the studio to make you one, okay? And this one's on mine.
Did I say anything about wanting one? If I can shut him up if I show him the piece of evidence, it'll point to something out of that spear. What?
Okay, I guess the deduction is with the spear.
Is this?
Am I supposed to present this? Because the spear looks different.
Larry, about the spear.
Yes, it is. That's just a drawing. That's not an argument.
Are you feeling it? Bam!
I thought there was something strange about this spear. Tell me, Larry, is it me or is the spear a bit bent?
Wait, no way! It should be, yo!
I have here an autograph you wrote me earlier. Now take a good look at what you drew with your own hand. You can see that the spear is clearly of a different shape. What do you have to say to that?
I'm sorry! When I hold the spear in my hands, all of a sudden I feel so powerful, and then during practice I was spinning it around and around, and bam! I hit the wall! You unbelievable! This is an embassy! I've always been like that ever since I was a kid. One time on an overnight field trip, I bought a fake sword and played with it late at night. And I just used this hot-blooded man.
Larry, clarify that for me, will you?
Okay, so it was a field trip, and I began to shadow fight with myself.
Not that. I meant when you said earlier about spinning the spear and hitting the wall.
Oh, that's no biggie. That's not like I left a hole or anything.
It's not what I'm asking, Larry. The samurai spear is made of metal. I somehow doubt that a move as simple as a spinning would make it bend.
Man, you're so naive.
So where did that come from?
Well, you keep calling it the samurai spear. It's not real. You can't really fight someone with it. Because it's hollow on the inside. And you could hit it against practically anything and it would bend.
Is that so?
Don't tell me you thought it was real. Don't take it the wrong way. I think that's just part of your personality. It's cute.
I see. Your friendship truly is something special, Miles Edgeworth.
It's a friendship, it's utter humiliation. Well, that's that then. Bye. It's like a waste of my time to investigate this, but sure. Is there a weapon on display in a place like this?
I wonder why there are no whips on display here. That's it. Okay.
The counterpart to the Barbalese butterfly is the alabastrian flower.
The butterfly and the flower. They are both lovely things, but we can interpret this to mean the alabastrian provides honey to Babal.
Francisca, you can't come up with a more meaningful or profound comment.
Very well, then let's hear what sort of profound comment you can come up with.
Well, a flower cannot survive without a butterfly that spread their pollen, and butterflies cannot live without the nectar that the flowers provide. If either one were to disappear from the equation, neither would survive. How was that, Miss Von Karma? Your explanation took so long I nearly fell asleep. But let's continue the investigation. Francisco, why can't you just admit I had something there? The person shaking hands with the steel samurai in this picture is Ambassador Alba. It was taken just before the murder. The steel samurai must be very popular, even using the national treasure as backdrop. I just don't understand what exactly is so great about that top knot there. Clearly there's a depth to the show that a young person like you cannot fathom. Speaking of young people, aren't young children the target audience of this show of costumed actors? She got him. It's a fireplace, and by the looks of it, I don't think it's been used recently. Yes, I can't say that I see anything unusual about it. Wait, what? Hold on, do that again. No, fuck. God damn it. By the looks of it, I don't think it's been used recently. Shouldn't I get an evidence piece for that? Because Larry said there was smoke coming out of it. Hello? I think that's a pretty major piece of evidence right there. Two gorgeous flowers are in full bloom here. I'm sure flowers are lovely. As lovely as these must have been equally as lovely a name. Miles Edgeworth, are you done staring? I should hardly think passion flowers are all that rare. Passion flowers? That's a rather unusual name. It was named by priests in the 15th century for the Passion of Christ. As they say, you learn something new every day. Why are they jotted down and not the fucking chimney anyway? This must be Ambassador Alba's desk. This notebook is open on his desk. He must have been in the middle of something important work. Sampling growth log. It finally sprouted today. Funny, it doesn't look like that important work to me. Okay, I got him. Got him. Now I gotta talk to him.
You saw investigating over the Babalese embassy too, right?
I did. Is there a problem?
Langji says a wolf who aims to hunt for 2 rabbits at once.
I believe the idiom you require is who runs after 2 hares will catch neither.
Heh, a real wolf can catch both.
I see. So what are you trying to say, seeing as how I'm currently handling 2 cases?
Heh, suit yourself. Don't say I didn't warn you.
No matter how you try, it'll never be as necessity as Ashiva's investigation.
Is that a fact? But no matter how good he is bound to overlook something.
If you insult Ashiva, then prepare to be punished.
Oh, and how exactly would you punish us?
Every investigator at Ashiva's command will work for the Streptor investigation.
Vindictive much? Okay, I got this guy. I got this guy. Guess the statues here. There. It's the exact same statue sitting in that Babalese office we examined.
It's the Primi Duck statue. It was the national treasure of the Principality of Codopia. There was only one of these statues, meaning that one of only 2 is a replica. But both Alabast and Babal claim to have the real thing.
It's an incredibly childish fight to have. I won't rest until I've expected every fuck you. The deuce. The fuck you mean, the deuce? Meaning is the true replica, yes. What an incredibly childish fight to have. The counterpart to the Babalese butterfly is the alabastrian flower.
The butterfly...
I feel like they should have not done this, because they were using all of this dialogue. Can't see any details from the assistant. Okay. So by the looks of it, I have to deduce something with you. Is there anything extra on you? No, it's just you. Is this plot somehow connected to this one? So it was... Well, clearly it is. Yeah, that changed. Look at this photo and tell me that you find odd about this scene, Miss Von Karma. See apparent joy on the ambassador's face as he shakes the top knot's hand? That's not it. I'm trying to point out that the statue in the photo is facing a different way. You're right. The statue is a natural treasure. As such, only an ambassador or secretariat level person is allowed to handle it. The fact that the statue is facing the one way in this photo, and now is facing a different direction in this preserved crime scene, is proof that someone touched the statue around at the time of the crime. I would presume it's Master Mask, considering he was trying to steal it. I guess that about wraps up my investigation. That's...
Yo, Big Princess, how you feeling? You still feeling ill?
And yet another strange character comes from the woodwork. And so the Pink Princess also comes to pay the Yellow Bastion embassy a visit. I believe I may need to speak with her as well. Miss Pink Princess, I have a few questions I'd like to ask you. Miss Pink Princess, if you would please answer... Me? This must be what they call fate. How could this happen 2 days in a row?
What? Aren't you Miss Oldbeck?
Why are you surprised?
Oh, so you're the one who got to play this new samurai?
It's too bad I didn't realize until now. Are you acquaintances with Larry? Why, yes, we worked at the same company for a little while, you know? That's why it's okay, my Edgeworth, you don't need to be jealous. No. I was in the next room, you know, trying to get some beauty sleep. But it was so noisy here I couldn't fall asleep, so I came over to complain. So imagine my shock when I saw my precious Edgeworth waiting here for me. I mean, I could have imagined that you would ever come to a show like this. I guess I've misjudged you, Edgeworth. You misjudged him? I thought he was trying to avoid me, you know. It's no misjudgment on your part, that's precisely what I was trying to do. It looks like the winds have shifted and now he's willing to be chased after. I'm simply overwhelmed. Don't you worry, Edgeworth, I'll chase you forever to the ends of the earth. Isn't that just peachy? Isn't one of those rare times when Francisca and I actually see eye to eye? I don't want to voice it. Now then, what are you doing here? I thought you were working at Gatewater Land as a pig badger? What are you talking about? That was ages ago. That was yesterday. Look, I've worked at Global Studios before, a long time ago, right? And when they called me up this morning, I kind of out of the blue, actually. They called you? Apparently, the girl who plays Pink Princess collapsed from a bad cold. It happened so suddenly they called me to be in her last-minute replacement. Did not have enough people on staff at that studio. I really couldn't say no, so here I am playing the role of a heroine. Instead of that Mindy girl, I mean. Oh, that poor girl, I feel so bad for her. Because they let me stand in for her, she's going to have a terrible... I mean, it's not exactly really... I'm just standing there for a second. I flew right all the sort of the story, and the audience and uproar and the avalanche. And because I tell you, it's just a bunch of simpletons. You're a lively old lady. So basically, you received a stand-in request this morning, correct? You got it, but no need to see it. You've got it right here, look. It appears she's telling the truth. I tell you, the fine acting moved the entire audience to tears. Yes, tears of laughter, as I recall. But being a famous has its problems too, you know. Here, take a look at this. It's a letter from a stalker. I was just taking my drink when I felt the stuck under my door of the room. Honestly, you really have to watch out for these kinds of things. Look at what it says. Wendy, I'll be descending on you from above tonight, your loving knight. Oh, absolutely revolting. I mean, you'd think you could get your name right. There's no accent in my name. What this horrible handwriting? Where have I seen this before? Oh, you know, here, Jipu, I feel 100% safe. How do I factor into this? You'd bust that evil stalker man for my sake, wouldn't you, Jipu? Well, if you allow me to handle this on my own way, I'll gladly dispatch a detective to your house later. Oh, come on, Edgeworth, stop being so dismissive and playing hard to get.
I'm gonna take a gander at that. I can't take a gander at that. I'm pressing E, but it doesn't open. Fair enough. I guess to look at the evidence, I have to look at this. Fair enough. Wendy, I'll be descending on you from above tonight, your loving knight.
Lindy? Mindy. What's that, Larry? Again. What were you doing at the time of the crime?
What crime? What? After the show was over, I had nothing but free time on my hands. So I used the fireplace in the room next door to keep my hip warm.
Well, the murder occurred in the room right next to yours.
Is that right? Oh, Hedgie, poor, I'm so scared to hold me, caress me. If you could please not cling to my personage.
In any case, I take it then that you failed to show up at the Ambassador Alba's speech.
Oh, that? No, I didn't go. I mean, I may have the heart of a young, tender maiden, but my body just refuses to cooperate at times. As soon as the show ended, my hips started acting up and I got stiff. Couldn't move anything at all. Did you provide proof of your condition? Oh, just go ahead and ask the doctors in our infirmary. They're the ones who carried me from the theater all the way to this embassy. I have to admit, the thought of her not being able to leave the room is rather pleasant.
Prosecutor Van Kammer, I brought the police dog as you requested, sir. Good work. You may leave now, officer.
This dog.
I requested the assistance of his dog in a search for Suyeta Garasu.
Looks like you guys got some pretty bad dogs in this country too. Hey, you're real cutie, aren't you? Yeah, that's a good boy. As the police dog, Ganesh's been taken care of. I think his name is Missile.
What a fitting name for a police dog that dashes out in front of attacks.
But action alone isn't exactly what going to save the case for us, you know?
Now, Missile, I want you to find clues. Go.
I can't believe Missile made more appearances than who only appeared once in the series. Shit, who only appeared once in the series? Absolutely no one. What's her face? The culprit from Case 3. She only appeared once. There you go. I did it. I can't believe Dog has more appearances than Red White.
Good dog, you really are quite bright, aren't you? Unlike a certain someone I know. Now then, what do we have here? What is this? It looks like a small hot dog, but...
Wait, Francisca, isn't that an official samurai dog?
No, bad missile! He ate it. I wonder if it's alright for him to eat that.
It's just meat substance, snack featuring the Steel Samurai. I'm sure he'll be fine.
That's quite a bit of information you've gathered there in a single quick glance.
Should really be focusing on why there was a samurai dog there in the first place.
It looks like that snack wasn't all Missile found.
What do we have here?
It appears to be a lady's undershirt, fuck. I wonder if Ambassador Alba might have an interest in cross-dressing.
I somehow doubt that. It doesn't look like a shirt it would even fit him. Samurai dog and a lady's undershirt. What are these two items doing in a room like this? Given the circumstances, the lady's undershirt could only belong to one person. I suppose I should get this over with and ask the owner of said undershirt about it.
It's your undershirt, isn't it? I'm gonna kill you.
If you could please take a look at this brown colored undershirt. Oh, Hedgie Poo, what's the meaning of this? Why did you steal that thing from my bag? Oh, if all I had to do was ask, I would have gladly given you as many as you like. Thanks, but no thanks. The shirt was found here at the crime scene. Ooh. Come now, why don't you just confess and explain what it was doing here? I know nothing, I tell you. What? Oh, I admit I used a fireplace to dry that shirt. But I can't really help the fact that I had to, you know? Wearing that pink costume was like being in a sauna. And on top of that, I got fingered as a suspect. You're too cruel, Edgy Poop. Are you claiming that you never once set foot inside this room? Of course I am. But I'd been the one to find the body. You'd think I'd be calm and as relaxed as I am. I'll tell you, I'll always be like this. The tadpole article is missing, the camera is missing, you're missing. You know, speaking of missing, when we got married, he said, I deserve that, I deserve you, I can't help it, will you marry me? Honestly, men these days... well, I can't believe she's lying about her actions. I'd safely assume she really was dyeing her shirt in the fireplace on her break.
Yet somehow that the undershirt managed to move from one room to this one. I assume that the samurai dog was also yours. Oh, that brilliant mind of yours. You can see really everything through me. The feeling of dread continues. I suppose I should ask her for more details. I don't want to. I don't want to. That samurai dog was yours, wasn't it? Oh, of course, I'm forever yours, my wedgie hedgie boo! If you could just stick to what I asked you.
Edgy, are you Miss Oldbag?
No! You really don't change, do you? When will you learn how to take a joke? Anyway, that samurai dog wasn't mine. Those things are a present from the studio to the embassy.
A present? The studio bigwigs basically told us to play delivery boys. And we were supposed to hand the dogs off to the embassy people and tell them hi. I had to pile them all in a pushcart and move them all. Those studio guys shouldn't have delivered those things by themselves, right, Edgy?
So, you delivered the samurai dog to the embassy staff as per your instructions?
Hey, Edgy, don't just ignore me and my question. Aren't you going to stick up for me?
Oh, that. See, after the show, I went to rest a spell in the dressing room. Because of my bad ship, you know. But as it were, the samurai dogs were just sitting on the dressing room floor.
I suppose you had to make the preparations for distributing after the show?
Well, if by the preparations you mean sampling them as well. Excuse me. Oh, I tried one and I thought they were actually quite good. Sorry, but I just had to find out. I know it was silly of me to think this, but I figured that since they were for kids show, their taste would probably be for kids too. But they were good. I couldn't stop. Before I went back to my room, I just had to help myself to half a dozen of the boxes. So I sat there by the roaring fire and waited for them eating, and I thought, this is... What is it now? Oh, I know, I bet you want a box too, don't you, my Achiku? Oh, well, who am I to say no to you? But I'll only give you one. The rest are all for me.
Looks like the lesson for today is that when the steel samurai and the pink princess take off their masks, they transform into a pair of annoying troublemakers.
I wish to die.
He was a much bigger head than I thought he would be.
Yes, however, there are a few aspects I don't understand about what he found.
In that case, you should keep investigating until you do understand. And now, my subordinate, continue with the investigation.
Alright, I will. The great dread that I will proceed to do what I must to solve the case.
Smoke from the chimney. Use the fireplace. Ba-ba-da-booey.
There is no trace of this room's fireplace being used.
And your point is?
Smoke was supposedly pouring from the chimney connected to the fireplace. At least according to Larry. That is a contradiction of facts, is it not?
Are you sure he wasn't just distorted or something up on the roof?
There is a testimony from the investigator that books Larry at this particular chimney. So no, I don't think he was mistaken. Impression on Larry's part. On the other hand, the fireplace in the next room was being used at the time. Where do you suppose the smoke from the fireplace went?
Ah, I see. So what you're proposing is this. The smoke that came out of the chimney was actually from Miss Oldbag's fire. So basically the fireplace of the neighboring rooms share one chimney. Is that what you're implying?
Precisely. The lady's undershirt that Missile found... Oh!
Why are you getting all excited over holding onto a lady's undergarment? Miles Edgeworth, you uncouth sea slug. If you know the owner of said undershirt, then hurry up and return it to her already.
You have it all wrong. This is evidence. And the owner of this piece of evidence was in the room next door. And yet despite that, Missile found it in the fireplace of this room. This lady's undergarments...
Are you seriously claiming that she somehow passed through a solid brick wall?
Not quite. That fireplace in the room is connected to a chimney. The other fireplace in the room is also connected to the same chimney, leading us to the possibility that the two fireplaces are connected to each other.
Perhaps a closer look at the back of the fireplace is in order.
There's an X on them. on the back wall of the fireplace. Let's see if I can get a better look at it.
What's that?
The wall separating this room from a fireplace and the next one's room fireplace apparently turns. I suspect that this fireplace does indeed connect to the room and the neighboring room.
It's the neighboring room?
There appears to be nothing particular about the next room. But the fact that there is nothing special about the next room isn't what's important. It's the fact that there is a secret passageway through this room's fireplace.
We now know that the fireplace connects the two rooms. But how exactly is that significant? You aren't going to suddenly name that old lady as the Masked Tooth killer now, are you?
No, she couldn't move at all because of her stiff hip. She could not have been the one. Unfortunately, I believe that this fireplace has nothing whatsoever to do with Master Tooth's murder.
Investigation complete.
It would appear that the answer has made itself known.
You're making quite a confident face there, Mr. Prosecutor. Bring it on. I'm ready to counter any argument you may have.
Very well then, if you are prepared, I'll show you exactly where my deductions have led me.
I'm counting on you, Edgy.
Give it to me, Larry. My first attack will be to expose your lie for what it really is.
My lie?
I know there's still something you are keeping from the rest of us.
What's wrong with you? What is it? Did you won't believe me no matter what I say, Edgy? Cassie, I should hurry up and die already if that's how it's gonna be. I would confess to every murder in that whole world and then kill myself. And throw everything to mass confusion!
Hey, you made a wonderful friend as a child, I see.
Larry, I only have one thing to say to you.
Even if you make that face of me, it's no use. A man who's ready to die is strong-willed, you know?
Larry, it doesn't matter what sort of harebrained trouble you've caused. I only ask that you do not lie to me. If you cause an innocent person to be judged fairly because of some incipient lie, I will never forgive you. Although allow me to say that I consider you to be among the innocent in this case, and that I will draw the real killer out. You can trust me on this.
This time I'll tell you the whole truth, okay? What happened? It didn't happen. The wax.
Just what happened will do.
Cut out for me here. I hate this. Again, in Trials and Tribulations, his character was already assassinated, but at least in Trials and Tribulations, Larry did learn to not lie. We are retreading ground that has already been tread. Like, with Edgeworth and Larry, Edgeworth told him to tell the truth, and then he told the truth, even though he was very confused. The only reason that we find contradictions in his testimony is because he was confused, not because he was lying. Here he just lies. Anyways, on that note, I believe it is time for me to end the stream, because I am tired, and it's 1:40 a.m. in the morning. So I hope you enjoyed this very stream. I certainly did. So I am going to go ahead and save. The reason I haven't been streaming as of late is because I've been awaiting a business call, which has not happened for some ungodly reason. Anyways, as I still do not have an outro, this will be our outro for today. We cannot cue the clown, but we can. Ba 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 do ba do ba do ba. Shibi ba ba. Shibi shibi shibi. Ignore the